Mr. Sachidananad Kulkarni, Vice President, HR and Culture, Webonise Lab. Sir has completed education from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies and holds a BSc Computer, Physics and Chemistry. Sir has been awarded as the most influential HR leader in the India at the World HRD Congress in February 2016. He has an experience as HR leader with a passion of optimizing human capital, organizational change, shaping culture, enabling business in the fast-paced and high-performance driven environment. So we now request Sir to please put forth his words. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Hungry very early? Good afternoon. Yeah. I just heard we have 50% or more than that crowd is less than 30 years in Pune. I was just waiting to see that. Anyways, next 15 minutes. Before I just start, respected all colleagues from industry, trustees and the organizing committee, thank you for inviting me. All of you patiently listening here, so many people so far, and throughout the day you will listen to many more people. I was told to talk about, in short, industry expectations from graduates. What do industry expect from our graduates? I just want to connect this all expectation or a gap which even Dr. Abhinkar talked about and other my colleagues. I think in our culture we start all the programs with Deep Prajwalan, right? And I was telling this to our friend from Japan that this Deep Prajwalan or lightening of lamp is an attempt or a pray for walk from darkness to a light. What is this darkness to a light? Probably want to cover that gap. Which gap? The gap that today a lot of research which is talking about 91.82% of our engineering students lack in programming and algorithm skills. I am talking about Times of India July 2014 report and a thorough research which was published. The next gap we are talking about 71% of our engineering graduates lack in soft skills and cognitive skills. 73% of them lack in English communication, so on and so forth. And only about 20-25% of our engineering graduates are employable. While the other side, where I come from an industry, I see a lot of accolades and achievements that institutions promote, and they talk about what they have been doing for the last 50 years, 20 years, 25 years and so on. And there are a lot of, certifications of the institutions you look at, the placement that is happening you look at. But then the other side, where is this placement gap? Why is this placement gap? Out of 7 lakh engineers passing out every year in this country, why only about 1.75 lakh of them are able to get placed? Out of that, after rigorous training of about 3 months, only 50% of them sustain in a job. These are NASSCOM declared numbers, not me. Isn't it really worst? 40 to 55,000 engineers only in this country out of 7 to 8 lakh engineers passing out have permanent jobs in their hand. Remaining you don't know really what they do. Many times I meet young engineers selling Idea mobile ka plan, or they're talking about Airtel plans, or MBA students, and I feel really bad. What has really our education system done, or what has our students learned out of so much that is available around them? And I appreciate that PCET has taken a step and has been taking a step, Mr. Ravan Dile and his team, trustees and his team, to connect industry and institutions so that we bridge this gap. But what is this gap exactly? How do we gauge this gap? So let me tell you a practical example. I have been going to a lot of engineering colleges, and I personally do HR round of interviews. Before even students are placed front of our technical panels, I meet them for first 10-15 minutes, and if we feel, yes, there is something that is worth meeting, then we pass it on to a technology guy for our interview. Majority of our students, if they lack in 2-3 prominent areas. One, purpose, dream. Why engineering? Why have I taken admission to engineering? What do I want to achieve? What impact I want to create? See, if you look at people like Satya Nadella or the latest one, Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, why these people are celebrated today? Why after 300 years Shiva Jayanti is still celebrated? Why after 300, 400 years Sant Tukaram's procession goes from Dehu to Pandharpur? What these people have really done? दुरितांचे तिमिर जाओ विश्व स्वधर्म सूर्य पाहो जो जे वांछिल तो तेला हो प्राणी दाता. 400 years back somebody thinks about the overall global concept. Tukaram Maharaj 400 years back, आपुल्या ही हिता जो असे जागता धन्य माता पिता तयाचे. कुळी कन्या पुत्र होती जी सात्विक तयाचा हरिक वाटे देवा. गीता भागवत म्हणजे आपली इंजिनिअरिंगची पुस्तकं. गीता भागवत करीती जे श्रवण अखंड चिंतन विठोबाचे. तुका म्हणे मज घडो त्यांची सेवा तरी माझ्या जन्मापार नाही. वा, नॉट फ्रॉम very far from here, right? Dehu is very close. I think we are very blessed to be close with Dehu and Alandi. Such a great people. But have we understood the message so that we get into a right direction? Why engineering? And an impact on this global or this planet in order to uplift human life every day, in order to make our life better and better every day. Who is going to make this happen? Knowledge, education, and all of us by learning that and implementing right knowledge. What our engineers lack? A very simple framework which I normally use in my interaction with students called DIKW. Data, information, knowledge and wisdom. Okay, let me make it very simple. So what is data? Everything that we have been seeing right from our childhood is data. You see this mic is a data because you know it is mic. Anything that you see, watch, observe, speak, listen, all this is data. What is information? Data which is accessed for some purpose or used is information. Or a useful data is information. What is knowledge then? Information processed to a particular form for a particular use is knowledge. And wisdom is knowledge applied and result achieved is wisdom. Right from our childhood, our schooling, our college, our degrees, our interaction with our students, our faculties, our parents, our relatives, marriages that we attend, functions that we attend, celebrations that we do. Take anything, you go to temple, you go to movie. Data, information, knowledge, wisdom. All this data is stored somewhere here. When you are front of a panel for an interview, can you use this framework? To answer a question that you have front of you, do not treat it as a question but look at it as a problem on the universe that you have an opportunity to solve. And how do you solve? Because you are able to use this entire framework. You are able to use entire data process into information, into knowledge and wisdom. Average, our mother has not gone to any university for a degree. Majority of mothers. But this is very great sense that our mother has. So wisdom का एक example I would like to give you. घी बनाने की process सबको पता है. Raw data is milk. Information is you set the curd. मक्खन निकालो. Put it on a flame. At the right time, our mother smells, and whatever work she has in hand, she rushes back to gas and switch it off. That smell of switching off a gas at particular time is a wisdom. कहाँ से सीखा उसने? Wisdom is applying knowledge at right time. अगर वो नहीं करती वैसा, the ghee is no more that you can eat. We need engineers today who can apply what they have learned at right place at right time so that they can achieve those results for their organizations. For that, what do you need? Then you need a broad mindset. You need to look at this overall planet as an opportunity to solve problems. So our industry grows, our society grows, our overall humanity grows, and our experiences working together grows. Growth, some of our friends have already spoken about. Huge growth. I come from an IT background, so just to tell you one number, $118 billion current industry to $1,300 billion industry by 2020. Look at the projection, more than double. Where will this manpower come from? Where will this talent come from? If we have 25% of placement gap continues, how is this industry going to meet these targets? Manufacturing will grow by $1 trillion by 2025. Go to shine.com and you will see this research. So opportunities are enough, more than enough. But am I capable? How do I enhance my capability? How do I ensure I grow from I don't know what I don't know to I know everything, I can do it? So there are 4 quadrants in competency development which we talk at our offices to a professional. So I don't know what I don't know. Unconscious incompetence. I don't even know what I don't know. To a conscious incompetence, now I know what I don't know. Then a conscious competence, developing consciously your competency, working on those capabilities, competencies that are required by industry, understanding that. It will not come in a syllabus because I'm sure in your academic or institutions and our government of India and Ministry of HRD will take a long time to think about how can we have industry experts coming and sitting on a syllabus. ये दोनों दुनिया अलग है. So tie your hands and all is fine. But can we do something for us? Ourselves? So that we are better and industry looks at us as an, oh wow, there is an engineer that we want to hire. He is an engineer who can solve my problem. Campus or college is more individual performance focused. When you go to industry, it is more a team performance. So the desired outcome that we see from all of you as engineering graduates, our expectation as an industry, if I were to put it in a very simple form, there are 2 levels of expectations. Intellectual level expectations and teamwork level expectations. Intellectual is what? Self-managed learning, somebody who learns on his own or on her own, tries, experiments, fails, ready to adopt, critical thinker, and then problem solver. Not somebody give me this assignment, I'll finish it up immediately, and who finished first becomes the first. Not that. Someone who critically really thinks about the problem of a customer, goes back and consult with the customer and then provides solutions. Rather than a typical problem solver. ये तो मैं करके दिखाऊं. At team level, expectations are somebody who is a great communicator, someone who has good interpersonal skills, who respects colleagues around, respects viewpoints of their colleagues, and someone who has an ability to take team along and work. Like despite of all odds events at house, we still get together and have a dinner together at the end of the day. People like that, who have an attitude to take team along irrespective of pluses, minus and work together. These are 2 levels of expectations we have. IQ, तो सबको चाहिए. Most important these days is EQ also, emotional quotient, how emotionally well you can get along with people. And third, which is very important in today's competition, is SQ, social quotient. Very, very important. Your ability to work with your social environment is more important now than your actual intellectual talent. You may be really great in solving problems, but if you cannot get along well with your colleagues, you will be fine. And problem is, social quotient is not part of our syllabus. So our colleagues were talking about ethics and all, but this all comes from a culture, the background that we have, the beliefs that all of us have, and so on and so forth. Problem solver, as I said, envisioning someone who can see a problem and then solve, not wait for managers to allocate them a project, but someone who can go front and say, hey, I can do this because I'm better at this. Attitude and passion. Sharman Joshi ka interview yaad karo, 3 Idiots wala. Very, very attitude focused interview. Not get into details much. Or remember Tanaji saying to Shivaji, Adi Lagna Kondadiche Mag Rai Bache. That is the attitude we are talking about. And analytical thinking, contextual decision making. इस वक्त अभी क्या सही है? Taking that decision and helping your managers and your team and organization to solve problems. Last couple of minutes I'll take. The very important things that one of the research scientists who posted, David Goldberg, you can go to YouTube and watch his 7 minutes video on few important things that our engineering education system around the world is missing. And one of that was touched by Dr. Abhankar and others. I would like to highlight those. And these are the points that you should really work on as an engineering students or graduates who are looking after going to corporates and work for your rest of the life and make an impact. Number one is asking questions. We are not allowed to ask questions, or we are not groomed right from our childhood to ask questions. हम पेरेंट्स को पूछने के लिए डरते हैं, हम स्कूल में टीचर को पूछने के लिए डरे, कॉलेज में डर रहे हैं, हर जगह डर रहे हैं, नेता को पूछने के लिए डर रहे हैं. But as an engineer, if you lack that ability, you don't ask right question to your customer, you will not understand customer requirement, you will end up delivering something wrong. At the end, customer will come back, hey, I didn't mean this, or you didn't ask me this. Ask questions. Ask why. Start everything with why. It's okay if you ask over why. Let it be irritating to others. But your genuine curiosity to know what is right, what is wrong is very, very important. What is that customer trying to solve? Spend time on asking questions. Labeling patterns in data is second important thing our education is missing. We have a lot of notes and case studies and assignments and all that. ये सब करके दिखता क्या है आपको? क्या पैटर्न दिखता है? If you are able to identify that pattern, then there is a fun to solve problem. Third important thing is modeling conceptually. You know a lot of concepts because they are taught in theory. Are you able to model it around? Put them on a table so that your customer looks at you as somebody who is a genuine technology partner to you, someone whom I can really bank on and give my problem so that this company solves my problem. You are able to, your ability to model the concept. Fourth important thing is decomposing problems. Once Einstein was interviewed and asked, if you are given 60 minutes to solve problem, how much time you take to solve it? And Einstein answered, out of 60 minutes, 55 minutes I will spend on understanding problem, last 5 minutes describing the solution. And the lady said, why 55 minutes to only understand the problem? Einstein said, the problem is the way we look at the problem. If you look at the problem as not the problem but the solution of the problem lies within the problem is no more a problem but the solution of the problem. समस्या ये है कि हम समस्या को समस्या की तरह देखते हैं, समस्या को समस्या नहीं बल्कि समस्या का समाधान समस्या में छुपा है, ऐसा सोचा तो समस्या समस्या नहीं रहती, समस्या का समाधान रह जाता है. आइंस्टाइन हिंदी नहीं बोलता था, वो मेरे सपने में आते इस साइड में दिस. बट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. और हम क्या करते हैं, अच्छा फिबोनाची प्रोग्राम लिखना है, अच्छा रिकरिंग लिखना है, अच्छा लूप लिखना है, ठक 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 ठक. बट व्हाई? So understand your customer first, understand the problem statement first. Believe me, like Abhankar said, skills are like toppings on pizza. अरे जरा ऑलिव डालना, जरा टोमेटो डालना, जरा ये डालना, जरा वो, and your pizza looks beautiful, beautiful as you keep on adding toppings. But the base, the fundamental is very important, and that is ability to solve problem, ability to envision problem, ability to think problem right way, and then go back and put those toppings. So don't go behind Java, .NET, A skill, O skill, because these are all toppings. You can just learn them on the way once your fundamental is great. These are just languages, expression to express, or a tool to express your feeling. But what is more important is your feeling, your problem, your understanding of problem. And last one is visualizing, ideating, your ability to generate ideas on your own. Do you see problems around you? यहाँ से जब आप निकलते हो घर जाते समय तक, do you see various lot of problems that technology can solve? Very simple example. On the street you will find lot of dustbins which are overflowing. On the street you will find lot of places where there is no dustbin and there is still dust. सिंपल प्रॉब्लम है. कोई इंजीनियरिंग का बच्चा सोच सकता है क्या, अरे ये डस्टबिन में मैं जाम कैसे डालूं? Can I make it a IoT project? Make a dustbin, speaking dustbin, a dustbin which sends a data couple of hours before it gets full. To whom? The agent who picks up the dust from that area on his Android app. Hey, I am getting full in next 2 hours. Come and pick me up. Imagine this happening. ये आइडिया आएगा कब हमको? This is only possible when you can think about problems around you. Solution technology is just a simple solution. But if you're able to think problems and you're able to create that impact, I am sure we will be the one who will be really innovators. US will start then thinking, innovation to India mein hota hai, haan? We have all that capability. Just that our education system, the environment that we have, our own curiosity, more important. कितनी बार बोलता रहूँगा मैं कि मेरा स्कूल ये नहीं है, मेरा कॉलेज ये नहीं पढ़ा था, मेरा फैकल्टी ये नहीं पढ़ा था. Forget about that. Keep it aside. Something which is not in your control. What is in your control? Can I be more curious? Can I know more? Can I ask why? Internet technology सबके हाथ में है, right? Use it maximum for right purpose. Don't waste time on Google. Don't waste time on your YouTubes. So my humble request to this young generation, attitude of Tanaji, attitude of Sharman Joshi from Three Idiots, passion for creating that impact like Satya Nadella. Microsoft-like organization has to think about him because he really added that value. People like Sundar Pichai who came from a ground, वो कोई ऊपर से नहीं टपके हैं, हम जैसे ही लोग, बट दिमाग में क्यूरियोसिटी का कीड़ा इतना कि they have reached to that level today. And I want to leave you that with the thought process that just be genuinely curious. I can tell you, you will be one of those who will win the world. Thank you for listening to me. Any questions? One question? Yeah.
Everyone is having 3 lakhs package, so as such there is no comparison between the students, and they are not tend to leave the company. And later, after their training completes, as per their skills and performance, they can be like given the right package and whatever.
Thank you for raising question. Your question is valid from your point of view because you are looking at opportunity from a salary and equality of compensation. Look at it from a perspective that I am very raw. मुझे क्या आता है अभी? I only have a piece of paper as a degree and I have some knowledge of theory that how this works in practical scenario. Why should really somebody be even paying me at this level of knowledge? But if they are, that's good. I'll go and make that impact. So after 3 months, I'm not eligible for that another 10% rationalization, but I am somebody who is equivalent of couple of years experienced guy. By the way, not all of them have similar package. We pay 4.5 lakh. Ahead of any Pune IT industry for freshers especially, barring few big shots like Google and all. So don't look at as that. 2 questions है आपके, compensation and ethics. Ethics is something which I can tell you, all corporate companies and colleges, everybody is trying to teach and all that. मेरा personal मानना ऐसा है कि ethics cannot be taught. They come from our background. They come from our own belief. How do we treat our parents? How do we treat our colleagues, friends, teachers right from our schooling? What has been told to us? What has been our belief background, our cultural background? This is what gets you to a right ethic. अर्जुन और दुर्योधन एक ही गुरु के पास एक ही टाइम में क्लास में पढ़ते थे बेटा. एक अर्जुन बनाओ एक दुर्योधन. अब बताओ गुरु ने क्या गलत सिखाया था दुर्योधन को? रावण सबसे होशियार था, वेरी टैलेंटेड, सारे 9 ग्रहों को नीचे डाल के सोने वाला. क्या हुआ? So our ability to think or choose what is right, what is wrong, विवेकानंद इसको बहुत सुंदर तरीके से बताते हैं. डिस्क्रिमिनेबिलिटी, ability to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong is ethics, nothing else. मैं अगर चल रहा हूँ ऑफिस में, मेरे पीछे एक फीमेल कलीग है तो मैं जरा दरवाजा होल्ड कर लूँ उससे लिए, हे कम. That is ethic. Nobody teaches this. You don't need books to teach this. You don't need course. There is nothing called soft skill. I want to tell you. A lot of people have spoken about soft skill. There is nothing called soft skill. There is a behavioral skill. What is more important today in corporate industry is your behavior, not soft or hard. How do you behave? और वो नहीं, मतलब जिसको हम तमीज बोलते हैं, बाकी कुछ शून्य है सब. There are a lot of great people you would have heard recently where cases were sacked from their positions of CEOs and all just because they couldn't behave rightly. मुझे नाम लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, you can read about them. Behavior is very important. How well you speak in English, more than that, how great you are with your colleagues is more important. Because it's such a competition world, people will flush you out automatically if you don't behave properly. ठीक है? compensation driven mat raho. Compensation or salary is by default outcome of your efforts. It will be 3 lakh today, 6 lakh, 10 lakhs and 15 and whatever it will be. You will be Satya Nadella from trainee to Satya Nadella. So he never focused on compensation or what will company pay me. What you should focus is how great competent I can be so that I can contribute well. Money is by default. ठीक है? वो इम्पोर्टेंट रहता तो बहुत पैलेसेस रहते थे शिवाजी महाराज के खुद के, है क्या एक भी? थैंक यू, टेक केयर, ऑल द बेस्ट.